What's up guys, Houndish here, and today it's time for some more Destiny 2 Forsaken news. So in this video we're going to talk about hidden loot keys that unlock rewards in the Dreaming City. Some pretty interesting stuff there. We're also going to talk about the Last Wish raid, some secrets in the raid, but also a related secret that appears to span the entire solar system. We're going to talk about exotic quests, a couple of items that we've yet to acquire, and some new information about how they may actually drop. On top of this, I wanted to talk about exotics in general, the best sources for exotics. We're going to talk about a secret character, hidden triumphs you can unlock, as well as emblems and other rewards. So lots of cool stuff to talk about in this video, guys. If you do enjoy it, a like below is very much appreciated. Also remember, I do have a giveaway for one of the Gambit emblems that they were given out at the various shows over this summer. So if you want to be in with a chance for that, the link will be down in the description below. But for now, let's jump straight into it. So first up, let's talk about some interesting stuff related to Last Wish. MVS right here got an item when they cleared the Last Wish raid called a glittering key, and it says this must unlock something within the Dreaming City. Some pretty interesting stuff. Apparently there are a couple of different types of keys that you can get. It's possible that they could be for chests inside of the raid, but of course it's also possible that these could affect things inside the Dreaming City in general. Of course the description only says Dreaming City, but no additional information has been found just yet. So pretty interesting that we're getting some of these loot keys. Not entirely sure what they can unlock. I'll be curious to hear your thoughts down below, but of course I'll keep you posted. There are other mysteries linked to the raid right now though, which are pretty interesting. One which I mentioned yesterday, where a bunch of different hidden Last Wish plates have actually been placed across the solar system. So these are on all different planets and in different locations. And we can see that the icons on the plates are rearranged or slightly different on each plate. So on Reddit and Raid Secrets, folks are hunting down all of these plates so that they can try and figure out what the hidden message is, or if there's some kind of secret activation, maybe a cipher of some kind, or it could indeed be a map considering it's showing us different icons. I saw some speculation that it could be linked to the raid chests at the end of the raid. Maybe it indicates which ones have loot or which ones can be opened. But again, it's pretty loose right now. One interesting thing though is that a Bungie employee actually tweeted in response to this and said, "Careful, last time you guys tried to help, you unleashed a curse," which of course is a reference to the completion of Last Wish and the effect on the Dreaming City. So it definitely looks like there'll be something to this, but we'll have to figure out exactly what it's going to be. Now though, let's talk about a couple of exotic quests. So a lot of people have been hunting down the Malfeasance hand cannon. One of the primary ways that folks thought this weapon would actually drop would be through the Gambit ranking system. The skills though on Reddit actually posted yesterday that has reset the rank 4 times inside of Gambit, and it doesn't appear to be linked to Malfeasance still. Now 4 times of course is quite a few resets. And so now whether this is linked to Gambit rank is kind of starting to be thrown into question a little bit. Kelsbright on Reddit actually put up an image right here and they said that they'd had the Malfeasance quest dropped. A lot of people were asking how you get it dropped, and the user said that they weren't going to say right now because of spoilers. And on further inspection of the image, a lot of people are anticipating that this one is actually fake. So I just wanted to give a heads up about that in case anyone had seen it. Mostly people right now don't believe this one to actually be real. I also found an icon for the Gambit exotic quest in the database, and it doesn't look like this one. However, it's interesting because they actually got one of the interactions right there correct. So you can see you've defeated a particularly powerful primeval in Gambit and taken its heart. The Drifter might find it valuable, take it to him. This indeed is one of the interactions, and one of the steps that will actually happen during this quest. On top of this, we'll have to go on a mission to an area called Callum's Grave, and here we'll find a dark weapon core, and these can actually be used by Drifter to build the Malfeasance weapon. And the powerful primeval in Gambit is actually the Malfeasance boss. There is a specific boss called Malfeasance that has to be defeated at some point during this quest. So of course now people are also looking for triggers and different ways to get the boss to potentially spawn. It could be linked to the Dreaming City map, which is a new one, but outside of knowing about Malfeasance the boss, the fact that we'll go on a mission to Callum's Grave to collect a weapon core, and ultimately Drifter will build the weapon and give it to us. Outside of that, we're not entirely sure what's going to happen. There is another exotic weapon though, of course, the Wish Ender. Now this one is going to be linked to Dreaming City. And as far as what the quest will entail, we know that we'll essentially be hunting down the weapon, which was stolen from a member of Queen's Wrath called Sir Ido. And this character is actually lost in the lore, but they were famous for slaying Ahamkara, which is why they're linked to exotics like the Oathkeeper, or even the bones of Ao. Sir Ido actually killed Ao, but obviously it's going to be a pretty strong weapon, and there are a bunch of tokens that will need to be collected in Dreaming City to essentially do right by Sir Ido during the process of getting the weapon back. So we can see the Dreaming Token of Erivix, the Worthless Token of a Slain Captain, Sworn Enemy of Sir Ido. There is one for Quirum, Zavoth, and then we have Waking Token variants of all of those. The Worthy Token of a Slain Captain, it hums with potential. So there are two different types of token for each of the enemies that you'll have to defeat in order to actually acquire the Wish Ender. This will just be a simple part of the quest, but acquiring it is almost certainly going to be linked to the Awoken Talisman that we have in our inventory. And we're keeping this to essentially prove who we are when we meet a curious Awoken character. So presumably that is going to be Sir Ido, and it looks like we'll actually meet them in game, which is going to be pretty interesting. So maybe they'll come back, and perhaps they're going to ask us, you know, to go and hunt down their stolen Wish Ender bow, which would be pretty awesome. I don't know whether it could potentially be linked to Last Wish, just like the 1,000 Voices. Bungie had said it will be a pretty difficult quest. It'll require a lot of commitment to get. So I'm definitely curious to see more about this one. So I'd love to hear your thoughts on that stuff down below, guys. But I had seen a few questions about quest exotics dropping randomly from exotic engrams and things like that. So I had a report of the Worldline Zero dropping from an engram. Seen other people talk about getting things like Ace of Spades or other quest exotics dropped whenever they turn exotics in. And of course that is possible because once you acquire an exotic, it will be added to the pool of exotics that can drop for you. And some folks may agree with that, some may not. Of course, it does dilute the pool of potential other rewards you haven't obtained yet. And of course, the smart loot system when it comes to exotics has kind of been broken down a little bit. You'll notice you're getting a lot of year 1 exotics dropped, and that's basically because the Forsaken stuff is made to be very, very rare. But I can say in terms of getting exotics dropped, killing major enemies or named enemies is a fantastic way to get them, and for me has been the most common drop source of exotic engrams in Forsaken. So when playing Gambit, I've had them drop from blockers, I've had them drop from primevals, and I've maybe had around 5 exotics drop in general since Forsaken launched, and those aren't all Forsaken exotics, but easily 3 or 4 of them have dropped in the world. You'll see another example right here in the Morgoth encounter in Last Wish. I get the Cerberus +1. This is one of my first Forsaken exotics, and this was from killing one of the Taken Knight captains that spawn in this encounter. So if exotics is what you want, honestly, I think just playing the game organically is the best way to get them. And the more difficult the content is, the more often it appears that we actually get these dropped. So I think that's definitely an interesting shout. You do still have the chance to get them from powerful gear rewards. If you've been unlucky, you might not actually believe me there, but it is still possible. Honestly, Bungie have just made exotics considerably more rare. So my tip to you is to just play as much as possible, but especially put time into the more difficult content, and you should see more exotics actually dropping. Now though, let's round up a few useful bits. So you may have noticed that in Dreaming City, the Awoken Techians have now actually been added to patrol and are capable of giving you patrol missions. So you can even find Shuro Chi, this is from Romeo on Reddit right here, and they'll actually give you some lore about the backstory of Dreaming City when you do patrols for them. So if you go and do different missions, you can see one here actually takes the player to Harbinger's Seclude, and Shuro Chi the Techian tells the story of how this is where they first struck a deal with the Ahamkara in the Dreaming City. So they're really cool kind of pilgrimage patrols that teach you the backstory to the area, which is really cool. Next though, there is a secret emblem for collections. And to get this, you'll need to acquire 2,000 items in the game, and that's 2,000 of 2,265 objects that you can actually collect. Once you hit 2,000, you'll get this emblem here called Cataloger. It is actually in a different language on screen, as you can see, but that's what the emblem looks like. It has kind of an exotic engram in the middle, which is pretty cool. So if you want a chance to get this, you'll need to collect 2,000 items at least. The grind is real, my friends. And the final thing that I wanted to point out is actually something about various weapon roles inside of the game. And this was posted by I Have Toes on Reddit. So it turns out that some weapons in the game are actually curated roles that Bungie have designed. And one of the easy ways to tell if you've got one of these roles is that they'll actually drop as a tier 10 masterwork. So you can see right here, I Have Toes has a bunch of these curated roles. So we have the Nation of the Beasts right here, This one comes with Outlaw and Firefly, so it is the Fatebringer role, and this came as a tier 10. That means it is technically possible to get this specific role as a tier 10 masterwork. Outside of this, of course, these weapons can roll with random perks, but we've got another one right here, the auto rifle from Last Wish. Once again, it's a tier 10, and this one comes with 4th times the charm. Rapidly landing precision hits will return 2 rounds to the magazine, so that is essentially the god roll. Then you have Transfiguration, the scout rifle with outlaw and explosive rounds, once again coming as a tier 10. And I believe it's possible to see these in other weapon groups that come from other sources as well. So just an interesting shout that essentially Bungie have pre-designed these roles, they drop specifically, so it's entirely possible to get this exact Nation of Beasts as a curated version with this masterwork, which is pretty interesting. So I just thought that was a random shout. Some of these rolls look really, really good, but of course it is complete RNG. You could get another random one, or you could get one of the fixed rolls, but I just thought that was something worth pointing out. For now though, guys, that is going to summarize today's news video. I'll keep you posted on any information about new exotic quests. Like I said, we're definitely going to see more. It's quite possible that new stuff could start on this week's reset. So if anything happens, I'll let you guys know immediately. But if you have enjoyed this video, guys, a like below is very much appreciated. If you're new around here, be sure to hit subscribe to see a lot more D2 content. For now though, as always, I super appreciate you guys tuning in, and whatever you guys get up to, I hope you have an awesome day.